Hello and welcome back to the Lumin Weekly Q&A. Here we are again, ready to answer some questions. There are quite a few. There are actually a lot more smaller questions this week, but that's okay, because I think they're very interesting. Well done with the questions, guys. Well done. So, firstly, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that's been voting in the King of the Web thing, and sorry for the camera being skew again. I don't know what I'm doing with the camera, I really don't. I try center it on the bookshelf here, like, I can't see my fingers, this bookshelf, to have an equal amount of space on both sides, but it never works out. Anyway, so it'll have to do. I apologize. And but thank you for everyone voting the King of the Web thing. I think we're in 18th position right now, and we started a bit late, so it's sort of expected that we're behind, but I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. I'm not sure if we're even going to get into like the top 10 or whatever, but I think it's worth trying, and if I do get any money from that at all, it'll be absolutely amazing, and I'm probably going to use that, put it towards the YouTube channel. So basically I'll either have some sort of giveaway, I will put it into like the internet fund, I'll get some sort of equipment that'll help out, who knows, okay, it probably won't be a lot of money, but any little bit helps, so that's great. And if I can sort of start organizing a nice giveaway kind of thing, or if I can just do something special with it, then that'll be great. I don't think I'm really getting enough to donate to charity or anything like that. I think there's an option to do so maybe I'll do that, because, you know, it depends. It all depends on how much there is, how much I'm actually gonna get, if I get anything, because some of those guys have tons of subscribers, and I'm not sure why they have so few votes. Maybe they're not really trying, maybe people are just voting for them even though they're not campaigning for it, who knows. But the fact that I've gotten as far as I have already is quite impressive. So thank you very much, all of you guys that can vote. You can vote 10 times a day. You can either log in with your Facebook account and use that, or you can create an account on the King of the website. I know a lot of you guys said you don't use Facebook. Lots of respect to you, because Facebook is terrible. Facebook, I don't even know. Okay, it can drain your life away. Some people use that thing way too much. I call it a thing because it's a hideous abomination. It's terrible. Anyway, I actually much prefer Twitter nowadays. So you can vote for me. I'd really appreciate it. If there's someone else you're voting for, some people actually said they were voting for Robaz, King of Sweden. I love that guy. I absolutely love Robaz. He's amazing. I just think he's one of the funniest YouTubers out there, and I'm also surprised he doesn't have more subscribers. He's a bit vulgar at times, but he's really cool. I like him. So if you're voting for him instead of for me, go ahead. Like, no hard feelings there. He's great. He's absolutely amazing. I don't know who the other people are on that list. I did see, what are their names? The two girls that do commentary with Jesse Cox. They're pretty cool as well. Trish and Sheeb, that's them. They're pretty cool. They're also on the list. But yes, that's it. So King of the Web, link below. You can vote. You don't have to vote. Doesn't really matter. Let's get straight to the questions now. Too late for getting straight to them. Actually, I just messed that intro up. Okay, so firstly, I just wanted to talk about the whole language thing that came up last week. I think there was a bit of a misunderstanding. I said that we talked about the whole English first language thing, and I said that, well, I'd like my children to speak English when I actually have children. And I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to say that that's what I want them to do. But I think you guys misunderstood it. I didn't mean that I don't want them to speak any other languages. I didn't mean I want them to only speak English. I just would prefer if English was their first language. If they can speak Afrikaans, German, Spanish, French, every single other language in the world along with English, that would be amazing. I will say it once, I'll say it 1,000 times, okay? If you can speak, the more languages you speak, the better, sure. But I'm not going to like pressure my child. I'll definitely not pressure my child into learning extra languages. I like the fact that some schools actually let you learn other languages. In South Africa, it's very, very rare that you actually find schools that teach anything other than just English and Afrikaans. If there are schools that do that, then they're generally private schools that are super expensive. But we'll see. Who knows, maybe our child will be homeschooled, because I find homeschooling absolutely amazing if it's done right. Especially with the family that I've got right now. My sister is actually a teacher. She's a Montessori teacher. She taught younger kids. And my mother is, or was also a teacher. She taught English at university. So, or was it high school? I'm not sure. But she taught English, and we've got a lot of teaching background in our family, so homeschooling would probably not be very difficult. Anyway, I don't know why I just went on a tangent there, but the bottom line is that I would gladly let my child speak Afrikaans as much as he or she possibly can. I just thought that it would be better if we speak to our child mostly English and make sure that he or she knows the language well, can speak it well, etc. That's pretty much it. And there are a couple of questions. I think there's 2 questions relating to that here. I'll get to them now. But I just wanted to clear that up because a few people thought that I was going to tell my child, no, you're not speaking any other languages, only English for you. And that's definitely not the case. But I do think that, as a lot of people said in the comments, it's great. I would absolutely love it if I could speak more languages. I can speak English and Afrikaans. My Afrikaans is actually quite bad at the moment. I have a terrible accent when I speak it, but I can speak it. I can speak it pretty fluently, and the main reason for it being bad is because I don't really use Afrikaans very often anymore. I told you before that the guy that lives with us, he lives upstairs in a flat, he speaks Afrikaans. I speak to him quite often, Afrikaans, but I don't speak to Afrikaans to Helene anymore. I speak English to her only, so I'm not getting that much Afrikaans in nowadays. Then, this is now from Fiskaron. These are the big questions. Okay, so I just chose a few random ones as big questions. I'm going to go into a bit more detail with them, and then there are a bunch of small questions. And the small questions, I'm not going to mention who actually gave them. All the questions will be in the link, in the description below this video, so you can check them out before you start here. But the small questions, I'm not going to mention who gave them. The big ones, I will. And Fiskaron asks, you mentioned that your father is German, but didn't talk about the German language. Is there a reason why you didn't learn German besides English and Afrikaans? So my dad's German, his whole family is German, except for, well, his brothers and sister, they're German, but their children are all English. They don't speak German. And I think the reason we didn't speak either, my mom is Afrikaans, my dad is German. The reason we didn't go for either German or Afrikaans was because they spoke English to each other. So that was like the common language between the two of them. So they obviously just thought it made sense to teach their children English. Because if we had to speak German, then my mom would have a bit more trouble. If we had to speak Afrikaans, my dad would have a bit more trouble. My dad can speak, obviously, well, both of them can actually speak German, English, and Afrikaans. But my dad slightly less Afrikaans. Well, he speaks actually pretty perfectly Afrikaans. And my mom slightly less German. I can speak German. I understand German pretty much entirely. Unless someone speaks really, really fast or with a heavy accent, I can understand all of it. And that just comes from living with German people. I've seen German people my entire life long, listening to them talk. And I'm grateful for that fact. I actually took some German classes when I was a bit younger as well, just to, I don't know, get it pounded into my head even more. But that was pretty much the reason, because that was the common language between the two of them. That's what they spoke to each other, and that led to us speaking English as well. We did go to Afrikaans schools though, till about standard 5, which is grade 7. I was in an Afrikaans class, and after that, and I still spoke English at home. I didn't speak Afrikaans at home. And after that, I went to standard 6, which is grade 8, and that was homeschooling from there on through matric. So that is something that you didn't actually ask for, but I told you anyway. Then, MonkersX says that a friend of his had a girlfriend who was African and was learning, that's right, who was learning Afrikaans for her. The friend was learning Afrikaans for the girlfriend. Sorry, it's badly worded. Monkers, you silly Billy. Apparently they stayed with her family in South Africa for a while, and apparently there were a few incidents where people were shocked that he, a white man, was with an African girl. Is that still quite a problem? And I'm assuming he's asking if it's a problem here in South Africa. Now, I will say that there's always going to be someone that's shocked by that. There are always people that believe it's wrong, and there are always people that believe it shouldn't happen. And that can be said for any country in the entire world that's not exclusive to South Africa. There will be people who say that different religions, people shouldn't be together. You should never have a Jewish person or say a Muslim or something with a Christian. That should just not happen. There'll be people that say that, and say, for instance, in South Africa, there'll be someone who says that you should not have any person of color with a white person. They shouldn't be together because it's an abomination. But that is really, I was about to say something really rude. I shouldn't say, but that's messed up. Okay, I don't think that people should think that if you really like someone, if you love someone, if you, it doesn't matter what feelings you have for them, but you should be allowed to interact with anyone you want to. You should be allowed to have a relationship with anyone you want to without other people being critical about it, overly critical about it, or without other people like dissing you and calling you names or whatever, you know. It shouldn't be other people's business. And sadly, there are always people that make it their business. So I would say it's not as big a problem as it was. I see it all the time. Okay, it's not a big deal to me. I am perfectly fine with it. And if there's an echo, I'm just listening right now. The bathroom is right here. The door's open because if I close the door, it's too dark. So the door's open. Here's the door. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here, but ignore the echo. So I'm perfectly fine with it, but there are always people that have problems that they are a minority though. I will say that. It is not as uncommon as it was a few years ago, like 10 years ago or 20 years ago. So I hope that answers your question. Does it? I don't know. I don't know if I just answered a question or if I just babbled. Okay, so Setveen, very interesting nickname. I like that. It's got a S, a E, and a V, and an N in it. So if I take those letters, remove one E and one T, then I can make Swen with it. I love it. I like you. Dude, great stuff. Or dudette. I don't actually know. But I like your nickname. So, what are the origins of the Tales of Lumin logo at the end of your videos? Did you or Riot Panda make it? Riot Panda made it, and I absolutely love her for it. I don't love her for just that. I love her for various reasons, but that's one of the reasons that I love her. Okay, so she made it, and if you look at it closely and carefully, you'll see that it's actually got a Horde symbol in it from World of Warcraft, it's got a Zerg symbol in it from StarCraft, and it's got like this steampunkish, cogwheelish look to it as well. And I just love it. I think it's amazing. It is the best amalgamation of forms and shapes ever. Do you like how I just used amalgamation there? Because I like it. I'm proud of myself. That is one word that I learned from the Diablo 3 beta. Abdel Hazir said it, and he's a great man. Although he's a fictional man, he's a great man, and I can't wait to meet the guy. He just has such a way with words, and I think we'd get along famously. It would be glorious. So, amalgamation, word of the day. There you go. That's it. That she made the logo. I decided I'm going to use it. What's going to happen going forward is that will probably get outdated. The fact that I'm just using a white on black logo. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start changing it. I want to make it, I'm going to use that, maybe get a 3D intro, outro kind of thing and sort of use that logo to make a nice outro. So once I either get better at doing it myself or if someone else wants to make it for me, I can't guarantee, if one of you guys makes an intro or outro, I can't guarantee that I'll use it because it might not be that good. No offense, of course. I know some of you guys are probably really good at this kind of thing, but some of you guys are just enthusiasts, and if I do ever use something, I want it to be of the best possible quality. So I will eventually upgrade that, make it look nicer. What I have right there is actually just a JPEG or an image file that has a cross effect fade out on it. So it fades cross effect AB, I think you select it in Sony Vegas, and it just fades from nothingness into the logo, and then it just disappears with the beat of the music or whatever. And it's subject to change, but I really like the logo. So there you go. Why did I even take so long to answer that? Anyway, then Setveen, not 17, I don't know why. He or she also asked, besides Terraria, Minecraft, and Dota, which games does Riot Panda play? Good question. Good question. Riot Panda plays everything. Anything. She's a big fan of puzzle games. She likes indie games. She recently, I think during December, when Steam had all these specials and stuff on, she came to the realization that indie games can more often than not be much better than the AAA titles. And she developed a new love for indie games. So she likes puzzle games. She likes games that make you think. She likes games that have a lot of replayability. But if I had to mention a few, she played, or she currently has and plays things like Toki Tori, Dust Force. She likes Heroes a lot. She's got the latest Heroes. She plays Skyrim. She has, what else does she have? She plays a lot of Dota. Face the facts, that's what she does. Otherwise, she plays a lot of smaller indie games, basically. She gets stuck in them quite often, and then she complains about that, but that's part of the process. And she pretty much just plays exactly, she's got the same taste of games as me. She is really, really looking forward to playing Diablo 3 when it comes out. She used to play a lot of World of Warcraft. She was obsessive about it, but she quit recently. And she's keen for Diablo 3, Mass Effect 3, because she actually did enjoy the other games. She's also keen for, I don't know if she's keen for Guild Wars because it's an MMO, and I think playing World of Warcraft sort of tainted the MMO soil for her. So I'm not sure about that. But I would say she's got pretty typical taste in games. Not so many FPS games. She played a bit of Quake Live at a stage, but she's not so much into FPS games. I hope that answers your question. Better. Oh, she likes scary games as well. I think she really enjoyed Amnesia. She wants to play Dear Esther. I think she really enjoyed Dead Space as well. That kind of thing. Then, next question. Oh, this is less of a question. Oh, it's a bit of a question, actually. I've got some water here. Hope you guys don't mind. This is Bonaqua. Sponsor. Look at that. It's the wrong way around. But it's not actually Bonaqua. This is tap water. And it's refreshing. We've got a filter on our tap because you can never be too sure about what you're drinking. And I just fill random bottles that I've got with water and I drink them. I take the bottle to the gym with me. And when I'm at the gym, I try to deck like 2 or 3 of these bottles. So that'll be like 1.5 liters because you're supposed to get a lot of water in, and I sort of neglect that sometimes. So I just drink a lot of water. Okay. The Jelly Monster 888 actually had a pretty long thing here that he said. He says he's 15 years old and he started watching my videos when I was first doing Terraria Let's Play, or when I started that. Every day he watches YouTube and he loves the videos. He says he's beginning to get depressed. Aww. I hope it's not about my videos. I don't think it is actually, because he carries on here. He says he's not very clever and he failed his first exams at school. I gotta say that exams at school were absolutely terrible. I disliked exams intensely. He says his parents have very high expectations of him and he just can't meet them. He wants to know if he can have some advice to make his life more enjoyable. You know, this is a very tough question to answer for someone like me, that's not trained in answering questions like this. Another user called Angel N25, I think he's also South African, or she, answered this by saying you should never live up to other people's expectations, only live up to your own, and have more confidence in your ability. You're only 15, please get out of your depression and do it now. Find something that you enjoy and dive into it guns a-blazing. Have fun and enjoy life. That is an absolutely perfect response. But, you know, as for school, okay, the thing is, I'm not sure where you're from, but more often than not, you should never ever be afraid to ask questions. If you don't understand something, if the teacher mentions something and you think to yourself, well, that sort of makes sense, but I don't completely understand it. How did the teacher get to this? Why is this what the teacher said? You know, if I add this to that, how is it this? I don't understand. You know, there's no such thing. I would say that's probably the most true quote. There's actually no such thing as a stupid question. Okay, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't care what other people think about that. If you don't understand something and you're too ashamed to ask a question, then you might miss out on that. And then come exams, you wouldn't understand that as well as you would have if you asked the question, if that makes sense. So basically, just don't be afraid to ask questions and don't take it too seriously. Sure, your parents can have expectations of you, but they are your parents. They probably love you very, very much. I'm quite sure they love you very, very much. And they just want the best for you. And I will say that school is important. It may not be fun. It probably isn't fun. If it is, then I think your school might be doing it wrong. I don't know. Okay, but school is usually not fun for most people. So if you go to school, just try and make the best of it and just get through it. Because when you get through school and you've got that matric certificate with you, when you've got it done, then you can have your whole life ahead of you. And you're ready for it because you've got your education, and you know, it's something that you just have to do and have to live through. As for exams, I think that if you really are having problems, that just tell your parents, you know, if they're hard on you, just tell them, you know, you don't understand this or you don't understand that. I'm very sure one of your parents can help you out with, say, maths or history or science or whatever subjects you're doing. Get them involved. You know, just maybe have a friend help you out. As for like feeling depressed about that, it's as Angel in 25, that's a very weird nickname, as he or she says, you know, try enjoy life. Okay, I didn't really enjoy school myself, and my parents actually thought that the public schools were just not a good place for children to be, but I think that's more exclusive to South Africa. I'm not sure how the schools or the schooling system is overseas, but they took us out of the public schools, and we actually enjoyed that less than being in the school because we were pulled away from our friends and stuff. But you know, you can still make the best of it. You can still enjoy it. Basically, work as hard as you can when you're doing your work and enjoy everything else that you do. I don't really know if there's a good answer for something like this. I'm not a motivational speaker. I can just say that, appreciate the little things, appreciate your friends that you have, appreciate any free time that you have. I don't know. That was probably the worst answer possible. Okay, but the main thing I would say is, you are only 15 years old. You've got your whole life ahead of you. Pretty much your whole life ahead of you, and speak to your parents, tell them how you feel about it, and maybe they'll help you. I do think that something like that is good to do. I think communication is key. Just talk to everyone, okay? Talk to your teacher. Tell your teacher if you don't understand something. Talk to your friends about it. Maybe they'll help you. If you have really good friends, the chances are good that they will. Tell your parents, speak to your siblings if you have any. It's just something that I think you'll probably get over, and being a teenager is never the easiest thing. I can tell you that as well. I spent my teenage years, many of them, disliking my parents intensely. Like I said, for pulling me out of school. I couldn't see my friends. Although back at that time I was playing so many computer games that it probably wasn't healthy for me. I didn't do really well in school myself. I did reasonably well. Some subjects I did okay in, some subjects I did really badly in. But it's also worth noting that a lot of people didn't do really well in school, but when they got out of school, they were just able to live their life the way they wanted to. So when they were done, they just spread their wings and did their thing. It's actually funny, and I'm not saying this because I say you should not go through school, but a lot of big people, like famous people out there who have done incredibly well with their lives, didn't even finish high school. They didn't get their secondary education. And they didn't go to college, university, anything like that. It all comes down to how you want to live your life and making the best of it. Okay, so that was terrible. I apologize. Okay. If anyone else wants to leave a comment for the Jelly Monster 888, please do it. And Jelly Monster 888, I suggest you read the comments, because there are a lot of people out there who would be glad to talk to you, to help you, to share the experience with you. I just think that you're definitely not alone in this world, and you don't need to go through anything that you're experiencing alone. So there you go. Now, next up, this is the most difficult nickname as well, Fab12UCB. Dude, I don't know what I'm saying. Is that it? Is it some sort of word that I'm not understanding? Hold on. There. Is that a word? I don't know. Anyway, okay. So he sent me a video that was called Accent Tag. And this is basically just a bunch of words that you say so that other people can see how your accent would sound saying it, or how you say the words in your country. And I found it very interesting. There were also a bunch of questions. I'm not going to answer the questions because I feel that'll take too long, but I will say all the words and you guys can compare that to how you'd say all the words. So you can say them with me. You'll find them in the links below this, or the description below this video, and see how different it is. Maybe you say every single one of them different, who knows? But I looked through these and there's pretty much a set way that I say every single one of these. I'm pretty sure none of the variations that I use are wrong, but that's just how we say them here. I'm also quite sure that it's quite similar to a lot of the way that you guys speak. So the words are garage, herb, schedule, figure, jaguar, luminant, water, advertisement, vase, ballet, tomato, leisure, address, 8, toilet, aunt, roof, root, wash, oil, theatre, iron, salmon, caramel, water, fire, sure, data, ruin, crayon, New Orleans, pecan, both, again, probably, spitting image, Alabama, lawyer, coupon, mayonnaise, syrup. Look at this page encroaching on my turf. Get out of your page. Where was I? Syrup, pajamas, court, naturally, aluminum, and envelope. How much different is that to how you say it? Be honest now. Be honest. There you go. Lastly, he asks as well, same person asks, are you religious or do you believe in faith? In a faith. Sorry. Not really. I wouldn't say I'm religious at all. I don't have a problem with any other people being religious. A lot of my friends are religious. Some of my family probably also. But we were just never forced to go to church when we were younger. My parents, I don't think they were very religious themselves. My mother maybe more so than my father. We went to the church a couple of times, but I just didn't see the point. I mean, I would never bash on anyone that's religious. I would bash on someone that tries to force their religion upon you, because they do that here. We've got people here that come door to door and try enroll you, enlist you, whatever you want to call it. We've got people who stand on a corner and shout at you, grab you when you walk by them and like shout in your face like, you must accept Jesus as your savior. And that's a bit much. Okay. But we don't, neither myself nor my girlfriend really, we don't go to church on Sundays. And I know some people will say that's terrible and we should really do it. But it's just not what we believe in. We weren't raised that way, and I just don't see it as important. You know, you can believe in things, but you don't need to go somewhere specifically to prove that you believe in it. I hope that answers your question. Now, the small questions. These are going to be answered a lot quicker than the others. I'm just going to give you 1 or 2 lines at most. So first up, and you can also find these below. First up, when do you expect to join TGS or Machinima? Soon. That's all I can say. Soon. What do you think about Setveen? He is a genius. A lot of people misunderstand how clever the guy is. Cheers. The reason I'm drinking so much water is because I didn't sleep last night. I don't know if you can see these terrible lines under my... I didn't sleep last night. Not very well at all. There weren't any specific reasons for that except for it being incredibly hot. Nero woke me up at 6 o'clock to eat. He's very cute when he does that. He comes and he shoves his nose into my face when I'm sleeping. On my pillow right there, he shoves his nose into my face and then he just puts his head on my bed and he waits. He just waits. And I just can't say no to him. I can't say, no boy, I'll feed you in an hour. I can't say that. I get up and I feed him. That's that. And that's when I woke up at 6 o'clock. So I'm tired. And I went to sleep at like 1 o'clock. So I didn't get a lot of sleep. Okay, but it's fine. I'll try sleep tonight. So I think Setveen is a genius. He puts on a show. I don't know if a lot of you guys know that or not, but he's not what people think he is. He basically, everything he's doing is very calculated. His whole together to the top movement, pure genius. One of the most clever things I've ever seen on YouTube. The guy, he really does know what he's doing and he knows how to control an audience. So I have a lot of respect for him and I think he's a great YouTuber. I would put him in my top 5 any day just because of how clever he is and how well he handles things. That and the fact that he's very entertaining. He really is entertaining. I'm putting this bottle away because I'm shaking it around here for no reason. Okay, that's what I think of Setveen. I love the guy. What is your connection to Dopefish Lives? I did answer this in the comments below, but of the previous video, but I will say that there's not a huge connection. We basically just sort of met up. He watched my videos, I watched his videos, and voila, that's it. He helped me out a lot, and I'll forever be grateful for that. He pimped me out a couple of times on his channel, and if pimping him out would help, then I would say right now, go check Dopefish Lives' channel out because he makes amazingly funny videos. His live streaming site, which I think is either dopefishlives.com or dopelives.com, is absolutely amazing. Either way, you can find it at his YouTube channel. Absolutely amazing. He gets a lot of people involved there. He has lots of different streamers. His stuff that he does is really cool. I like the way he does his videos where he takes pieces from his live stream, like highlights from the live stream, puts it on his channel, and he sort of shows off what he does in that way. Everyone knows Ladder Goat from Dopefish, but there's a lot more to him than just that. He's amazing. That's my connection to him. Okay. How do you read your YouTube comments? Do you read them from email or are you using the built-in YouTube comment system? I use both. I've got a setup in Thunderbird that's the email program, Mozilla Thunderbird or something, that puts all the comments in one folder, all the subscribers in one folder, all the personal messages in one folder, and so on and so forth. So I get to see them. Thunderbird is very slow because I've got thousands of comments that come in, but it works. I do see all the comments through there, but when I do reply to comments and stuff, I do it through the YouTube Messenger. Same for personal messages. Personal messages have been broken for a while, so I apologize for not replying to them. I'll get to them soon, but that's how I do it. I use both. Have you considered starting a Google Plus page? Yes, I will probably do that soon. I just don't know what's going on in Google Plus. I'm lost. I log onto that site, I open it, and then I just don't know what's going on. I have no clue, but I will figure it out soon and I'll make one. Are you going to make a Steam group? Would it help? Would you guys be interested in a Steam group? I don't really know. I don't use Steam groups very often, but if it's something you guys are interested in, sure thing, I'll make one. And I'll put pretty pictures in there and everything. Yes! Haha! Why not? Why not? Are you a fan of the Half-Life series? Absolutely. I can still remember the first time I played Half-Life when I was younger. I was much younger, and I had a really bad PC. I had to play it on 400 by 300. It looked very good at the time, actually, and it was one of the most exciting days of my life. I got home from school, I installed the game, and it was just super cool. Half-Life 1 was just amazing. Half-Life 2, great. Episode 1 and 2, amazing. So good. I like the whole game. I like the source engine that they used for the later Half-Life games. I think Valve have a masterpiece. Same person asked, how good were you at Counter-Strike? I was pretty good. I was actually very good. I had my days, you know, I was really good back when I played it seriously, competitively, all the time. You know, I had the guy that lives upstairs here, me and him used to play a lot of games against each other. He used to come and LAN here, even if it was just me and him. He came, brought his computer, set it up, we sat opposite from each other or next to each other, doesn't really matter, and we played. We played Counter-Strike against each other just on LAN or against bots or something. We played a lot, even if it was just Counter-Strike 1v1. We played Quake. We joined a Quake server on Setveen. We played 1v1 Quake 3 for hours, 2, 3, 4 hours straight. And it didn't matter, the kills got into the hundreds and we just carried on. Both of us, he's probably actually a lot better than me now because he still plays FPS games all the time. He's a big fan of Battlefield. But, you know, we just played a ton of that. And because of that, I got really good at Quake. I got really good at Counter-Strike. I have pretty good aim. You maybe don't see it when I play games that I'm playing right now. Maybe you don't see it because I've gotten a lot worse at it, or I haven't been practicing it a lot. But I was pretty decent, and I enjoyed it. The main reason I played it was because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting better at the game. I enjoyed beating people, so I played it a lot. And that was when I was younger. So I had different objectives back then. Life objectives, gaming objectives, Quake and Counter-Strike objectives. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. I will probably play some CSGO when it comes out. I would love it if they released a new Quake, because I'd love to play that. Who knows if they will, but we'll have to wait and see. Will we be seeing the return of Moth Girl or perhaps Panda Girl in the new World of Warcraft expansion? Yes, probably. I'm not sure if it's going to be Moth Girl, I'm not sure if it's going to be Panda Girl, maybe it'll be Lumin the Hunter. Who knows? In a different type of series. I'm not sure how long the journal series is going to go on. I'm actually working on the next journal entry right now. It should be out on Monday. I prefer to release videos like that on Monday so that people actually see it. Anyway, so that's coming up. But I will be covering the new expansion when it comes out, and I'll have fun with it. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm sure it's going to be interesting. Then, do you see yourself playing Terra or going back to WoW when Mr. Panera comes out? Pretty much the same question, but I don't see myself playing Terra. I would rather probably play Guild Wars 2. It looks better to me. Terra feels too much like Aeon, and I'm not sure if I'm really in the mood for something like that right now. What ladder do South African StarCraft players play on? We play on EU because it's closer to us. The US, not that bad. We can probably play on US, but the latency is slightly worse. So we play on EU. And my name is actually, I think I am Lumin386 at the moment on StarCraft ladder. I'm not sure, but I think that's my code. So we play on EU. Are you ever going to do Afrikaans videos with English subs? Possibly, but not a lot of them because that would take a lot of time to produce. And I don't think YouTube can actually detect Afrikaans and convert it to English. So I'd have to put the subs in myself. It might take long. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Did you ever do a Lumin Recommends type video where you talk about some of your favorite things? Video games, movies, series, books, YouTube channels, internet sites, etc. I've not done that kind of thing yet, but I'll probably just fit that into my vlogs eventually. Or maybe I'll do something else where I can recommend stuff. Who knows, but it's something worth considering. Then, would you ever think of doing t-shirts with phrases like glorious or Lumin the Hunter or anything like that? Yes, we actually have thought of that. We're planning things like that, but that's something we're going to wait and do when my channel, when my whole Tales of Lumin enterprise is a little bit bigger. But we are thinking of it, and I would absolutely love to do it. Eventually. Lastly, can we get your mail address to send fan mail to? He means my postal address. I think Mabza asked that. So yes, I can give you a mail address. I can give you a PO box. I'll put it in the description below the video, but it's PO Box 2121 Hermanus. It's difficult to spell if you don't know what the word is. I'll put it below. Western Cape, South Africa. The postal code is 7200, but I'll put it below, and that'll probably change in the future when we get our own post box, but that's the post box that belongs to this house right now. So you can send anything you want there, as long as it's not anthrax, because we don't like anthrax here. Or edibles. I think edibles might get slightly destroyed if you mail them here, but anyway, feel free to send stuff, and I think Riot Panda or Helene would probably enjoy it the most of the two of us. She loves getting things. She just loves getting anything. But that's it. I'm done with the questions. Finished. Thank you very much for all the questions you sent in. There were a lot of interesting ones here. Sorry if I didn't answer them really well or anything like that, but I did my best. So I hope it's okay. As always, leave questions for next week. It can be on any topic. I might give you guys a topic for the week, for the week after next, so that you can focus your questions a little bit more, but we'll see how it goes. If you guys run out of things to ask, then it's probably better if I can just direct you a little bit. So we'll see about that. Most importantly though, wait, I should probably not end it before I made sure I said everything. Have I said everything? I have. I probably have. Leave the questions below. It doesn't matter if they're very long. If they're super long questions, you can send them via private message or to talesoflumin@gmail.com. You can send them there as well. And, you know, if you have any responses to anything that I said here, feel free to leave it in the comments, because I will read all the comments, as I always do. Remember to vote for the King of the Web thing. Thank you everyone for the donations that you gave. I have replied to everyone. I sent emails to everyone that sent donations. I absolutely appreciate it. And I wanted to give you guys a bit of an update on the internet situation. I ordered the internet. I ordered another connection to be installed here, but we just have to wait for them to actually come and install it. Once it's installed, we'll activate it. I'll have double the upload speed, so that'll be great. I'll be able to pump more videos out. I was hoping that would be in and up and running by the time Mass Effect comes out, so that I can comfortably start Mass Effect 3 along with the series that I'm doing now. Maybe work through Assassin's Creed Revelations a little bit faster. Who knows? But it is coming, and I really appreciate the donations. Thank you. Thank you very much. And check back here soon for more. I'm sorry if the video was a bit long once again. I think a lot of you like the long videos, but some of you are slightly put off when you see the length of them. I can't help it. I can't contain myself. I just have to keep talking because there's so much interesting stuff to talk about. And you people, goodness, why must you leave such interesting questions? Get out of here. Okay, that's it. Check back here soon for more. I'm going to go work on the Journal of Lumin the Hunter now. I'm going to probably record some Terraria with Helene. I'm going to first rest my voice a little bit because I'm tired, and I think it might fail on me if I have to do any commentary right now. So I'll go drink some banana milkshake. Oh man, I just took, bananas. Bananas, pretty ripe bananas. You put them in the freezer for a couple of hours till they're hard. Then you break them in little chunks, put them in the freezer on a plate or something. Then I don't know why I'm telling you this. I should do some sort of cooking show or something. A smoothie making show. Then when they're hard, you take them out, you throw them in a blending container or something. We have this little hand blender that you bzzzt with. So I put them in this little jug thing. I throw the banana in there, I throw some milk in there, and that's it. Ice cold milk, ice cold bananas, and I say about 400 mils. I drink a lot. Okay, I like liquids. 400 mils plus the banana. Make it 1 or 1.5 bananas. If you like banana a lot, make it 2, and then you just blend it. Okay, you blend it enough to make it a mush, a nice liquidy mush that you can drink, and then you drink it. It's absolutely amazing. It is like the most refreshing banana smoothie ever, and that's it. The ingredients are milk and bananas. Fat-free milk. I use fat-free milk. I think if you use full cream milk, it'll probably be a little bit too creamy. It might taste thick, or it'll be difficult to take in. It might be a bit rich as well. So try that out if you have a blender, if you have bananas and you have milk, because it's absolutely amazing. I don't know why I have this thing for freezing stuff. I recently froze some ice cubes made of milk. So I threw milk in an ice tray, put it in the freezer, and then what I did was I used those milk ice blocks in my Nesquik or Milo. Do you guys know what Nesquik or Milo? Like basically cold chocolate drinks. You probably know what they are. But I used those milk ice blocks in there and it was so good. I don't even know why, but I just like freezing things and then eating them, devouring them. So try that out if you're interested. Lumin's banana smoothie. Glorious. Check it out. And I'm done. I'm done now. I'm actually done now. I'm really going to be done. Check back here soon for more. Most importantly though, happy asking those questions. And happy running for King of the Web. I can't wait. I can't wait to see how many votes I get. It's so much fun. I just love it. I'm going to post lots of updates there and stuff. Oh, I'm done. I'm done. Okay, check back soon for more. Most importantly though, happy all those things.